What's going on, guys? Tyler Croft here, TAC Fitness. Today, we're talking about the front squat. Now, I know a lot of you are ready to click off of this video because you're like, I am not doing front squats. That hurts way too much. I'm going to encourage you to stick around and just try a couple of these things because doing the front squat is better than not doing the front squat. I think the benefits far outweigh any kind of discomfort that you're going to get from it. A couple of the benefits include getting bigger, stronger legs. Like the front squat is quad dominant. It is a quad dominant squat, and it is going to build your legs like crazy. It's also going to help you with your overhead press, which if you're a strong man is not a bad thing at all. It's going to help you get used to that front rack position as well as getting you more power out of the hole. And it just helps with leg drive. So why would you not want that, right? So with all of that being said, let's get to the step-by-step right now. Now before we get under any sort of load, we need to take a big belly breath in order to make our core as strong as possible. Do not breathe into your chest. Now for the front rack position, we need to think about getting that bar as close to our spine as possible. And if it makes your voice sound funny, then congratulations, you're probably in a good position. Now if at this point you're starting to feel dizzy, you need to flex your butt. This is going to help line up your CNS as well as take the pressure off of your carotid artery. You're then going to start the descent of the front squat by forcing your knees out and keeping your body as vertical as possible. Now when coming out of the hole, I really like to drive my elbows up as high and back as possible, as well as almost trying to scoop my hips back under the bar. Now if I'm going for reps, I like to think of 3 main cues: flex your butt, rebreathe, and drive up. Now a lot of people struggle with the front rack position and blame it on their wrist mobility, when in reality, more than likely, their lats are the problem. Now an exercise that I like to do on a routine basis is actually this upper back stretch that you're seeing here. It's very important to note that when you're doing this exercise, you want to keep your core as tight as possible and get your breath at the top of the movement. When bringing your hands down, you almost want to think about trying to touch your shoulders to the ground. And if you need a little bit more pressure, you can actually raise your hips off of the ground, forcing a little bit more pressure onto your back. And since you're down there, you might as well flip over and start rolling out your lats and trying to break up any sort of soft tissue that could be stuck together. Now this movement I actually stole from Brian Alsrew. You basically take a band, hook it up to a rack, grab it, and try to do a tricep extension with it. You're gonna hold that tension for about 10 seconds with each pull, and I like to do about 3 rounds or so with each arm. This is also going to just help with that shoulder rotation in order to get that bar into a really good position. Now this last stretch that I like to do is just to make sure that my wrists are not tight. All you're gonna do is sit down on the ground and find a line. There's one. Line the base of your palm up to that line, and you're gonna do it with both hands. And all you're gonna do is sit back. Now, with this stretch, you can actually gauge your pain tolerance. So if you're feeling really stiff, it might take you a little bit of time to loosen up. If you feel like you can, try and rotate your hands back just a little bit more. You're not gonna be able to sit back as much, but you'll get a better stretch and feel a little bit more pain. Now, if you can get into the front rack position, but you're having trouble keeping the bar on your shoulders, there could be 2 things happening. 1, your core is not strong enough, or 2, you're pushing your butt back. Now, if knees out is a problem, what you can do is take a mini band and put it around your legs just above your knees and squat. This is going to help remind you to push your knees out during the movement. Another stretch that you can do to encourage the knees out cue is to get a band and put it around the top of your leg and just simply kneel down with it. You can take your hand and push your knee out to encourage that knee out cue more, but you don't need to push too much. Just a little bit is going to be helpful enough to actually get your body to realize what to do. Now, if you don't have access to bands, what you can do is just simply drop down in the same position, and all you're going to do is take your arm and just kind of force your knee to go out. This is going to do the exact same thing that the last stretch did. The only difference is that the last stretch uses the band to help distract your legs out. Now this is going to be the last stretch that we're going to do for our hips. All you're going to do is take your leg and prop it up onto a box and gently lean over your legs. You can flex your glutes to create more tension in your hip area, but be careful with this one. I can see how it could really hurt if you don't do it correctly. Now this last stretch that you're going to do is just take a band and put it around the top of your foot. Make sure it's not in your ankle, more so the top of your foot. And just bring your foot over and put your toes up onto a plate and just rock back and forth, and that's going to help encourage that dorsiflexion that needs to happen during a squat. All of these cues and all of these exercises, guys, it's not going to just help your front squat. It's going to help your back squat as well, and it may even help your deadlift to a degree. So don't skip out on these exercises thinking that, you don't do front squats, so I don't need to do these. These are going to help with everything. Now I'm going to show a few alternatives that you can do while you're working on the mobility for a real front squat. You can do the zombie squat, the bodybuilder front squat, or the cross arm front squat, a strap front squat, kettlebell front squat, or a goblet squat. Alright guys, so that is it for the front squat video. I hope everything helps. Please let me know how these exercises and how these mobility drills are helping with your front squat, because I know they will. Let me know if they're helping with your regular squat or your deadlift. I know it's going to help, guys. If you have any questions about any other exercises that you'd like me to cover, comment down below. If you would like to contact me maybe for coaching or nutritional plans or programming or anything like that, comment or message me, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. But I think that's it. So I will see you guys in the next video.